A luxury that comes with living in the city is the social amenities that you get. But that cannot be said about residents of Taha, Bogoyele, and other surrounding communities in the Sagnarigu municipality.
Bogoyele, Paumo, and Taha are communities in the Sagnarigu municipality, in the heart of the northern region capital, Tamale. But this is the water they rely on. Muddy, brown, and not wholesome at all. But this is what they use for everyday activity.
The major source of water for these communities are dams, and that is even in the rainy season.
Few weeks ago, these communities had to travel over 4 kilometers in search of water in other communities. But fortunately, the rains have arrived, and this is what they call potable water.
This muddy, milky water may look filthy to many, but for this community and several other communities, it is gold. For Latifa and her friends, it's a relief from walking long distance with the advent of the rains.
This is the only water that we have, and it is dirty. During rainy season that we get it, and dry season we don't have water.
So dry season, where do you go to fetch water?
Wovoguma. But sometimes the water gets finished. It is the rain that comes and the water is there.
A nurse at the Taha Health Center, Mohammed Walida, said even though the water is not fit for purpose, that is what the women bring when they are coming to the health center for delivery.
Yeah, we go through a lot, especially with the water crisis. My facility, for instance, if you come from delivery, there's no water for you to use unless you ask them to go back to their home and bring water. And this is the only source of water they have. So in this one, we can use this type of water for delivery unless clean water. And the pipes are not open. We have pipelines connected all over, but the pipes are not open. So we are appealing to community leaders, opinion leaders, the governments. We are appealing to everybody, those who can support, for us to get a water.
For Mohammed Al-Hassan and his friends, this is where they come to drink water whenever they are playing and are thirsty.
Madam was playing with this and can't drink the water.
The assemblyman for the area, Abdul Fattah Yahya, said even though there are pipelines in the area, the water does not flow.
Because if you trace to the Ghana Water Company, you realize that we have submitted no less than 3 separate letters to the Ghana Water Company Limited, just to ensure that our pipeborne water challenges are solved. But unfortunately, they've not been able to solve our water problem.
A resident, Aisha, said, for those who can afford, the best way to treat the water is to add alum.
And stay in this home, unless you buy alum and put it inside. If you don't have money to buy the alum, you won't get this clean water to use to cook and to wash your clothing.
So let's go to your house and see how you are.
Aisha has just added alum to her water.
When you go to the dump and fetch the water and come back, unless you put alum inside the water before the water will now be clean and you will use it for anything else. Without the alum, the water will not be clean for you to use.
So how long does it take to get the water to settle?
10 minutes time or 20 minutes time before the water will settle.
She just treated it a bit, and we are waiting for the water to settle so that we can see what quantity she can get for house chores today. For Joy News, Martina Bugri reporting from Paumo.
I remember back in high school, Marco Girls Senior High School, when there was no running water from our pipes. We'd have to walk about 300 meters to the EP church and some houses behind the church just so we can fetch water from some of those households that had polytanks. And we called that a water crisis. But seeing this, people in Taha and other communities in the heart of Tamale drinking this water. It really saddens my heart. But that is a water situation we have right here in the country. Martina Bugri brought us that report, and she's joining us again on Zoom via phone. Martina, thank you for that beautiful report. Now, I saw your facial expression when the boy was drinking the water and you saw him. How did that make you feel? And then tell us what more you can report on this scarcity of water you're experiencing in Tamale.
So now, when I got there and they were searching and everybody was talking, I was doing my report. And then suddenly I turned and somebody drew my attention. When I turned, the boy was drinking the water. And I was like, I tried to stop him, but I came back to my senses and said, well, that's his community. That is what he drinks every day. So me stopping him today would not stop him from drinking. He would continue drinking. But the sad thing is that they just drink it like that, untreated. And the mud in it is so raw. Everything is so raw. But for these children, that is the only water they know.
And this is normal to them.
Leave his community to maybe come into somebody's house where he can get a cup of clean water. This is the water he would depend on all through until he's able to afford something better sometime, somewhere.
And I saw that the lady was also using alum to treat the water to make it cleaner, you know, before they drink. Is it expensive to come by? Because you were saying that those who cannot afford it have to drink the water that way. Is alum expensive in those parts of the country?
So she says one is 5 cedis. And if she buys 5 cedis, it will take her probably 2 or 3 basins, and then it's finished. How many of them can afford the 5 cedis? That is the question. And a few I spoke to said that even with the 5 cedis, if you manage and buy and treat the water and you take it like that, you run, they have diarrhea. And so it is not as if it's a panacea, you know, to solve the problem. Okay. It is just to make it a bit clean for you to be able to use it to cook and other stuff. But it's actually not the solution at all to their challenge.
All right, so talking about solutions, please hold for me. The assemblyman for the area, Taha Pawumo, Fatau Abdul Yahaya, joins us on phone. Fatau, thank you for joining the conversation. I'm sure you've seen the situation in your community, in Taha and other communities in Tamale. The lady said something quite specific. She said the pipelines have been connected, but they are not open yet. What is the water situation and what are you doing about it currently?
Thank you very much. First of all, let me say a beautiful morning for cherished viewers and a level for the staff, etc. The issue of water supply area is important. And
Fatau, you are breaking up. So could you reposition yourself and then let's try again?
Okay. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes. Go on.
Yes. I'm saying that the issue of water supply, supply of water area is important, and it's quite critical for the water to give it the proper and the correct attention. After I the officer of the area.
Fatau, I'm sorry, but you're still breaking up. Could you try again, reposition again? You're still breaking up, so
hello?
The line is not clear. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, let's try again. You were saying?
Okay. Yes. After I assumed the office as the assembly representative of the area, I have made several efforts just to change the situation, but not fruitful yet.
What kind of what is the efforts that you've been making so far?
Yes, myself and my team visited the Ghana Water Company office here in Tamale to find out what has been the cause of the non-supply of water into the area. And the response for that, they have to update our electricity and water systems pipeline.
They have to upgrade what?
That they have to upgrade the 350 and then 40 pipeline area.
I'm with you, but I think we have to reconnect. We have to drop the line and call you back. But that's the assemblyman for the area, Taha Baumo electoral area, Abdul Fattah Yaha. And he was saying that since he resumed office, he was saying that since he resumed office, he's been making some efforts. He was just going to elaborate on what those efforts and what results he's gathered so far. We are still talking about the scarcity of water in our Safe Water series. And today we're in the northern region. In that report that Martina Brugui brought to us. Martina, you are still on the line with me. So
yes.
What plan, would you say that any plans at all are advanced to try and mitigate the situation?
It doesn't look like there's any plan. Because when I spoke to the residents, they said they have raised the concern, they have brought it to authorities, and what they get is that the area needs, their pipelines need to be upgraded by the Ghana Water Limited. But that cannot be done now because they don't have the resources to do. And at the Dallon treatment plant, they are currently not producing up to the maximum that the metropolis needs or the capital needs. And what this means is that you would not get water very often in most communities, and especially communities that are uphill. You definitely won't get water. I haven't had water since February. So if I can't buy, it means that I would be fetching from the same dump with these people because I live close to that community. It means I'll be fetching from that same dump and use it. But fortunately, I can afford. What of those who can afford? And so if your pipe hasn't run for the past 4 months, how do you survive?
How do you survive? Abdul Fattah Yaya joins us again via phone. Hopefully this time it's clearer. Fattah, so you were saying that since you resumed office, you've been making some, you've been taking some steps. What are those steps that you've been taking, and what results has it gotten you so far?
Thank you very much. First of some of the efforts that I've undertaken so far is we did a follow-up at the Ghana Water Company office here in Tamari to find out what has been the cause of the non-supply of water into the area. And the feedback was that the 3 inches or the transmission pipelines in the area are of low capacity. And for that matter, they have to upgrade those pipelines for us in order to have regular supply of the area in the supply of water in the area. So based on this particular feedback, I was driven to have submitted an official request or application letter. There are 2 separate letters that I've submitted so far. The first one was about the upgrading of the 4 inches and then the 3 inches transmission pipelines in the area. Second application was to do an extension to the inner communities or inner residents, those who live a bit far from the main route. Are you with me?
I'm with you, Fattah. Go on.
So that they too can have a portable drinking water when these problems are all solved.
So what's your... Unfortunately, you've not got any results yet. That's what you're saying.
We've not gotten any results
And so residents have to walk about 4 kilometers to go and fetch water from dams, and the water is in no condition to be, drunk, but they're drinking water like that. How does that make you feel?
It's a sad situation. It's something that every, human being who is in his or her right sense wouldn't like to consume. And if you go to the chief's compound within the area, most of the reports or some of the ailments reports that they're having are attributed to the waterborne diseases.
Exactly my point. So how are you escalating then? You've sent letters, no response. There's supposed to be an upgrade of these transmission pipes because they have low capacity. How are you escalating the situation?
Yes, I think I made a formal complaint at the municipal level, and there is a particular project that is coming up known as Suku. That Suku project, the communities dotted along the Eastern Corridor, side of the Tamal North constituency, stands a chance to benefit from that particular program. The team or the regional distribution team of the Ghana Water Company, they did make a follow-up. They came and conducted a survey in the area just to have more details for the content of the applications that are submitted to their outfit, so that when the means or the funds are available to undertake that project, they can do what is meant for us, or what will solve the community or the area water crisis situation. They did a follow-up, they conducted the survey, but they are yet to really put it into practice.
All right. Fatal, you just said that some of the ailments that most people in the community are falling, getting sick because of the water that they're drinking. In the interim, what can you do? Could you, distribute alum to some households just to help them clean up the water a bit before they drink? What measures, practical solutions can you do in the interim while you wait? As the assembly, member for that area, what can you do for them to ensure that at least they are not drinking this kind of water as dirty as we are seeing directly from the dam?
Yes. Thank you very much. We have, put up several measures. But my old people will say, the stick that is on that is available to a man, that is why he used to hunt the bird on a tree. Likewise, you did mention of the alum. I've done several, support with some of the community or women groups. We supply them some alums so that they can, at least in one way or the other, uplift the quality of the water a bit, so that they can use it for domestic and other water-related usage. But my focus get towards the Tire Chips compound that serves as a focal, or let me say, one of the top-notch chips compound that serves not less than 5 or 6 communities along that particular route. For the past 2 months or 3 months, it's been a serious headache for me and the in charge, because women do come over there for delivery, and whenever these women come, they find it difficult to get water for the processes to ensure that these women are being delivered and are in good condition.
All right, Abdul Fattah,
Yes, please.
We do have to go, but I just want to chip in. Just my 2 cents on this matter. You are, in a way, a leader in that community. If you are also knocking on doors that are not opening for you, you can find other ways to make them listen to you and bring you the resources or the needed upgrade that you need. But thank you so much for the work that you're doing so far. Abdul Fattah Yaya is the assembly member for Taha Baumo electoral area in the northern region. Martina Bugri also joined us from the northern region. She brought us that report. Martina, thank you so much for spending part of your day with us.